Have you ever wondered why China's drug policies are so strict? A question that has sparked curiosity in many minds. China, as we know it today, is renowned for its rigid and unbending stance on drugs, exercising a zero-tolerance policy that's become a cornerstone of its law enforcement strategies. But this wasn't always the case. A glance back in time reveals a story that's as complex as it is fascinating. A tale woven with threads of history, culture, and the indomitable spirit of a nation that's fought to protect its people from the clutches of drug abuse. From the infamous Opium Wars that scarred the nation to the Communist Revolution that changed the course of its history, China's relationship with drugs has been tumultuous, to say the least. So what led to this drastic shift in policy? To understand this, we have to delve into China's history and its relationship with drugs. Join us as we uncover this intriguing narrative. It all started with the Opium Wars in the mid-19th century. Unfolding over two distinct periods, the Opium Wars were a series of clashes between China and Britain. But what led to these conflicts? The catalyst was opium, a potent narcotic that had become a significant issue in China. In the early 19th century, British merchants began importing opium from India into China. This substance soon gripped the nation, leading to widespread addiction. The devastating effects of this drug on Chinese society were manifold. Its rampant use disrupted the economy, weakened the workforce, and caused a massive outflow of silver, China's currency at the time. The Chinese government, alarmed by the societal and economic toll, tried to halt the opium trade. However, this led to conflict with Britain, who defended their merchants' right to trade. The result was the First Opium War, which lasted from 1839 to 1842. The war ended with the Treaty of Nanking, which, far from solving the opium problem, worsened it. The treaty forced China to open more ports to foreign trade, leading to an increase in opium importation. This set the stage for the Second Opium War, a conflict that further exposed China's vulnerability and deepened its national humiliation. These wars left enduring impacts on China. The destruction and trauma experienced during this period led to a significant shift in China's perspective on drugs. The Chinese government, determined to reverse the damage caused by opium, adopted a hardline stance against drugs. It began to view drug use not merely as a health issue, but as a threat to national security and integrity. The Opium Wars also sparked a broader discourse on sovereignty and fairness in international relations. They highlighted the destructive potential of drug trade and the need for global cooperation to combat it. The Opium Wars left a deep scar on China, shaping its stringent drug policies. This was a pivotal chapter in China's history, one that continues to influence its approach to drugs and its interaction with the world today. A fast forward to the 20th century, the Communist Revolution brought about another shift. As the winds of change swept across China, Mao Zedong and the Communist Party ascended to power, and they had a different take on the nation's drug problem. Mao saw drug addiction not just as a health issue, but as a moral failing and a symbol of capitalist decadence, a vice that had no place in his vision of a new socialist China. And so the communist regime launched a rigorous nationwide campaign to eradicate drug addiction. It was a war on drugs, Chinese style, and it was relentless. The campaign was multifaceted and rigorous. It involved public education programs about the dangers of drug use. But it wasn't all talk and education. The regime implemented harsh penalties for drug use and trafficking. These ranged from long prison sentences to capital punishment, sending a clear message that drug use was not to be tolerated. But Mao's regime didn't just punish drug users, they also offered them a way out. Rehabilitative programs were set up across the country, designed to help addicts kick the habit and reintegrate into society. These programs, however, were far from voluntary. Addicts were often forcibly enrolled, and the programs were run with military-like discipline. These harsh measures might seem extreme, but they were effective. By the late 1950s, the Communist Party claimed victory in its war on drugs. The streets of China were largely free of opium dens, and the number of addicts had drastically reduced. However, this victory came at a cost. The campaign was marred by human rights abuses, and the social stigma attached to drug use persisted, making it difficult for former addicts to reintegrate into society. Under Mao's rule, drug addiction was seen as a moral failing and a capitalist vice. This perception shaped China's approach to drug policy for decades to come, laying the foundation for the strict drug laws that are in place today. In modern China, the strict drug policies continue. In the heart of the world's most populous country, the stance on drugs is unwavering and severe. Laws in China regarding narcotics are among the most stringent in the world. The government's attitude towards drugs is a clear reflection of its ethos: zero tolerance. Possession, trafficking, or manufacturing of drugs is considered a grave crime in China. The penalties for these offenses are severe and can lead to lengthy imprisonment, heavy fines, or even the death penalty. China does not shy away from using capital punishment in its fight against drugs, particularly in cases of drug trafficking. The message is clear: drugs are not welcome here. The government's efforts to curb drug use are relentless. China's law enforcement agencies are constantly on the prowl, with high rates of drug seizures reported annually. They work tirelessly, patrolling borders, cities, and even the digital realm for any signs of drug activity. The government also invests heavily in public awareness campaigns, educating citizens about the dangers of drugs and promoting a drug-free lifestyle. But it's not all about punishment. China also places a strong emphasis on rehabilitation. Those found guilty of drug use are often sent to compulsory rehabilitation centers where they receive treatment and counseling, a testament to the country's belief in second chances. The stringent drug policies have their roots in China's tumultuous history with drugs, particularly opium. The memories of the Opium Wars and their devastating effects are still fresh, and the government is determined to prevent history from repeating itself. China's drug policies also reflect its cultural values. In a society that values harmony and stability, drugs are seen as a disruptive force. The government's strict approach to drugs is, in many ways, a bid to safeguard its culture and its people. China's zero-tolerance policy towards drugs is a reflection of its historical experiences and cultural values. The country's fight against drugs is a continuous struggle, one that China is determined to win. It's a testament to the nation's resilience, its commitment to its people, and its pursuit of a harmonious society. So why are drugs heavily restricted in China? The answer lies in its history. The Opium Wars, a series of conflicts that unveiled the devastating impact of drug abuse, was a turning point for China. It was a period marked by foreign exploitation and national humiliation, leaving an indelible scar on the Chinese psyche. Then the Communist Revolution, under Mao Zedong, brought sweeping changes, including a strict crackdown on drug use. The Cultural Revolution further emphasized the importance of social harmony, and drugs were seen as a threat to this harmony. Today, modern China continues to uphold these stringent drug policies. Its approach, though often viewed as harsh globally, is deeply rooted in its historical experiences and cultural attitudes towards drug use. China sees drug use not just as a personal failing, but a societal issue that threatens its progress. Understanding this history gives us a new perspective on China's current approach towards drugs. We hope you found this video enlightening. It's a fascinating journey, isn't it? The twists and turns of history, the impact of policies, and the shockingly harsh realities of drug control in China. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. What are your thoughts on this topic? Do you think China's stringent drug policies are justified, or do you feel there can be a better approach? We'd love to hear your perspectives. So, don't hold back. Let's get a lively discussion going in the comment section below. If you're intrigued by this topic and want to delve deeper, we've got a treasure trove of videos just for you. Explore the complex world of international drug policies, or get a closer look at the historical events that have shaped China's present. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Thank you for watching.